Where did these little engines come from?
I don't know, the Ringling Brothers VIP guest list? The closest crop field? I don't know, ask them. They're within earshot.
Hey, no shooting ears, please. In fact, no shooting anything. Unless it's with a camera.
I am King Henry V. Who are you?
Waldo, your majesty.
Eve, your majesty.
Jonathan Backer's Economy Steamroller III. Your Majesty. I say, you don't do a Christmas speech just out of interest.
We come on behalf of Mr. Gallagher's. We've temporarily been evicted from our humble home.
Is it really humble with you two around?
Oh, of course. No one told me that the Look Sharps were coming to Shrewsbury. Why have you been evicted, dare I ask?
Mr. Gallagher's, who looks after the three of us, has recently become the new owner of the Horseby estate. He's currently having the gravel removed from the garden of the estate, so we've had to find alternative dwellings until it's fit for us to come back.
I see. Well, as one steam engine to another, I would be happy for you to stay as long as required.
Why do we need your permission?
Ruler? That's the king of the shed. Be more respectful in front of the royalty.
But just because his name is king doesn't mean he's ruler of his shed, is he? That's me.
Such subtleties, steamroller.
Oh, you're sweet, really you are. Nah. Kings are just their class names. And King Henry, right there, is only the second king to grace this shed. I had to serve King Edward at one stage.
Yes, I am king in name only, although I do say it is rather flattering that you thought of me as the king of the shed. Lord forbid. I am sincerely over the moon about that you thought of me as the king. How wonderful.
Oh, there goes his ego. And where ego, I don't. So I'm going to go off and get my maintenance train. Farewell, Your Majesty. Goodbye.
Just another day at Shrewsbury Shed.
Jerome! Hello! In the time we spent at Mr. Gallagher's old estate, I thought you always fell asleep because you're old.
Such subtleties.
Heavens, are you the same Jerome that used to work for the Appy Valley Railway?
Yes, I think. That could be another Jerome entirely.
Forgive him, he's old.
I've heard many a story about Bridget Hall. It is, or was, one of the most chaotic towns in the western region.
I could tell you why, but we'd be here all day and you have work to do. Kingly things, I presume.
Oh, they're so precious! I've decided I want a pet traction engine. I'll take it for walks and make it play fetch, and I'll call it Cecil, or Leslie, or Malkovich the Fourth.
Sorry, Leander. I don't think traction engines are domesticated.
Those grubby engines had better not get their dirt on me, or I'll...
Set John Littlebill on him.
Oh, none of them would stand a chance against John Littlebill. After all, that man managed to destroy a 3-story apartment building, using only his bare hand and a surfboard, and all over 50 quid. Have I mentioned capitalism is the bane of society?
What's wrong, Jerome?
Everything has been wrong since I've arrived here. I was delivered by this aggressive diesel. He called himself the King's father or something. And to top it off, my big tarpaulin flew away. You lot must have it easy at your new estate.
Should we tell him about Minford?
We don't talk about Miniford.
What are you all doing?
Screaming. Ah! Come on, Leander, scream. Scream like you mean it.
Ah! How was that?
No, that's not how this works, I notice. Though you need a brain that's failed its MOT not to. That you are all, steam engines. You don't have the right to stay in this shed.
The right? How do we obtain this mysterious right? Have you come to set us on a quest, Gandalf? Actually, that's a good point. Leander, you still have my copy of Lord of the Rings. Give it back, please.
How dare you talk back to me? I'm a diesel shunter. If I want to evict you, I have all the power to. I could easily start with that old one over there, but the ancient pannier tank with the moustache, tell me, does dust come out of his nose when he sneezes?
How dare you? Jerome is old and retired.
What she said.
Ooh, old and retired, is he? Well, no offence, but if you ask me, the dinosaurs might want their transport back.
Your back catalogue of insults is a cave of wonders.
Well, I don't find it wonderful, and if you so much as say one more thing about Jerome, I'll throw down the gauntlet. I challenge you to a duel, sir.
Excuse me, who even are you? That's extremely unprofessional. I will be back in an hour to collect some wagons, and when I return to this shed, I expect you all to have left on my command.
If he doesn't want a duel, I'll force one on him.
What are you two doing now? Do you ever give up? What is going on here?
And in this corner of the tug of war, we have the steamroller. The strongest steamroller there is. He paid me well enough to say that. Sorry, I meant to say his bark is worse than his bite. And over here we have... who are you?
You, my friend, are in severe trouble when I get hold of you.
Don't avoid the question. Anyway, the coupling closest to the engine which breaks first is the loser. Have fun.
Subjecting me to tug of war without prior consent. This is unacceptable. This is an affront and a disruption to the natural order.
And the winner is the steamroller. God save us all.
What can I say? I learned from the Bridget Horn steam rally of 1960. If you challenge an engine to a duel, you have to take them by the ball bearings.
I just hope the Foreman will see it as a pleasant surprise when he discovers what we've done.
I don't know what you're talking about. I loved every moment of that. Ah, Lewis, my favourite little shunter. Are those steam engines being intolerable yet again? They're so nasty to me, I don't know what it is, King Father. I exercise my authority and they force tug of war on me. I know I'm not the greatest diesel on the planet, but I am trying at least. Which is more than I can say for some diesels. Some of them don't even hurl a pot shot. Not to worry. I know a game they'll struggle very hard to get the upper hand of. No one outsmarts the King Father.
Whose alarm is that?
You've played your last game, Steam Ruler. That diesel shunter is one of my protégés. He is an inexperienced young flower, and you've discouraged him big time. This afternoon we're going to play my game. We are going to have the duel to end all duels. Let's see if you're stronger than the King Father, eh?
Yes, well, you could have waited to catch me when I wasn't wearing this unflattering tarpaulin. It's only a cape now, is it?
So, you're the King Father?
I don't know what annoys me more. The fact that you're a mentor to that shunter, or the fact that you're not a very good one.
Well, Ruler, are you going to challenge this diesel? That's clearly bigger and stronger than you to a fight.
Would one pot of paint paint an ocean liner?
Oh, is that a riddle? I mean, how big is this pot of paint? I can think of a very big pot of paint. I'm not going to share this, I just like imagining it in my mind. And because people are so nice to me, I sometimes like to close my eyes and imagine this pot of paint. And it's there and it's waving back at me. It has arms. And I'm just like, hello. And it's like, hello. Because it has a very deep masculine voice. And I really do love that in a paint pot.
Well, one of you has to challenge me. Who will it be? Or should I have to pick one of you myself?
Come now, Mr. Father. You and the rest of the diesels in the shed have been pushing your weight around for far too long. Surely there has to be a limit with you guys.
4 o'clock this evening, you and me. Do we have a duel or not?
Very well then, I guess being a knight from time to time won't hurt.
In all the time I've known you, King Henry, I've never had you down for someone who self-demotes.
You have been briefed on the rules of this duel, but for anyone who needs refreshing, the audience at home, if King Father manages to be pushed past his Shunter, he loses. If King Henry is pushed past his Shunter, he loses. How are we feeling, King Henry?
I am feeling marvellous, Mr. Waldo. Simply marvellous. I mean, I am feeling spectacular. Spectacular is how I am feeling.
He's only saying that. Between you and me, I do not want to be his ashpan right now, because I bet it is full.
Sadly, my knowledge of actual King Henry V is so low, I'm afraid I can't actually provide any humour on that front. And how are we feeling, Mr. King Father? I didn't say go!
Oh my word, I am feeling horrifically unbalanced right now.
No offence, Waldo, but can I be the ringmaster next time?
Jeez, Leander, what do we do now?
I know this one. Is it called a crane?
I imagine the workmen are already on it, but
Yes, I shall use the secret crane call of my people.
Oh, Leanderfall.
Whoever is responsible for this will need a good excuse for why I wasn't reminded this was going on. This isn't over, King Henry V. The Shrewsbury diesels will reign victorious. We will duel, joust, and battle your steam engines to the death, until I am the true king of the shed.
Oh, you will be, of course, but not on planet Earth. After all, I was named king first. I actually have a nameplate. You're just calling yourself the King Father.
So can we do a test to decide who the real king is? Like a sort of democratic voting system that's robust and means that we get the king that we want and the king that we deserve.
Sometimes I miss Pontypool.
Ah ha ha. Well, it seems I have encouragement. Well, we'll call our fights the Shrewsbury Mash.
The Shrewsbury Mash.
Looks like it'll be a shed yard smash.
And it's caught on in a flash.
Oh, I'll have such a wonderful time thinking of all the superb challenges to throw at you at the front.
Ah! What's appalling?
Ho, 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 ho. It is to laugh.
Jerome,
Waldo?
fancy becoming a ringmaster while you're stuck here?
Oh, would Mr. Galliers know at all?
For our sake, we hope not. But hey, you've got the mustache for it.